See? Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, so without further ado, I'm gonna shut the door so we don't get interrupted. And I think, Bency, you're gonna start us off, right? Go for it. These guys are your audience, right?
Hi. So thank you guys for coming to this presentation. And today we'll be talking about our wildlife crossing in Golden. And so my name is Ben Cohen. I'm Macy Good. I'm Alex Winchie. Dylan Zinfus. Ben Murray. Myra West. Adam Zinfus. Sam Bray. John Cosman. Aziz Adam. And Fraser Kelly.
Awesome.
We were tasked to analyze the Highway 6 wildlife crossing Golden and find the strength. The goal of our project was to come up with a reasonable design solution to improve the Highway 6 crossing of Golden. The location of our new improved wildlife crossing will be where the present animal crossing is located, right before 19th Street exit on Highway 6. Why do we need a bridge over Highway 6? There are many reasons why we need a better wildlife crossing on Highway 6. The current crossing is largely ineffective to ensure safety for both animals and drivers, and new crossing must be built. The current crossing centers are not very safe for animals because they are activated by any type of motion, including raining snow. A new wildlife crossing bridge will reduce the amount of injuries and fatalities from animals or humans injured, reducing traffic and saving money, as well as helping protect our Colorado elk population. On Highway 6, we started researching the good and the bad on Highway 6, learning about digitizing, traffic tension, and we also designed the Kiva plates, which is those and the map and no, those are connected.
That's good.
And we designed a prototype bridge. And tested the prototypes with the air and control. I'm really disconnected. Nope.
Got it. That's why it's nice that they're so durable. They're great for elementary school. I'm try it again. Oh.
Make sure you We also use Tinkercad and develop bridge design and then which are used to move onto the cabin over our bridges and
Nice job.
So some of the problems with the current wildlife crossing and the sensors is that so under harsh weather conditions, we see that sometimes even if there are no elk in sight, the buildup or the motion of the precipitation can cause the sensors to go off. And also when the elk are near the road but not crossing it, the sensors don't go off. So even if there are elk present, the sensors are not going off. So they're cautious. And yeah.
Change the slide.
So this is an example of when the sensors are going off and there's no elk in sight. Both sensors are going off even where the crosswind thing is, and the elk aren't near, and it's just caused by the snow. 'Cause and this is another one where the sensors aren't going off, but the elk are actually present right now, so cars are continuing to drive by because the sensors. So these are the benefits of why we need a new crossing. So we have a local example, Colorado Highway 9. It has 5 underpasses, like this one here, 2 overpasses, and the crossings have reduced the annual amount of animal-related accidents by 87%. And wildlife crossings help protect animal population, as well as they save drivers and animals' lives. Um, Wildlife also uses the crossings to find mates on the other side of the road, and so the elk population is decreasing and will keep decreasing if the elk don't find mates on the other side, because they're scared to use the crossing. Um, and so then a bridge would help the population increase by giving an elk access to resources like food and water, and also allowing them to mate within other herds. So after we designed bridges and learned about bridges, we designed them with materials in the classroom, and then after we did that, we made our designs in a computer and automated design software called Tinkercad, as you can see here. So basically, you can use shapes to make a design, and then from that we can make the design in our 3D printer at Sheldon. So this was our final design for one of our teams that made bridges. So yeah, and then we printed that. So I also made a design on Tinkercad, and I got chosen because I'm a really good design. And mine's like kind of, it's an overpass, so the cars will like kind of go under. And I was like also thinking how to put something at the bottom because cars aren't just gonna go like this way because on Highway 6 there's cars going that way and this way. And I was thinking that if we added a thing to separate it, so the cars would not. And I also made this on Tinkercad. How much will this bridge cost? So wildlife crossings cost between $200,000 and $4 million. Overpasses are the most expensive, but ultimately are the most effective in preventing accidents because they can still go around the overpass easily. And with the overpass, it will be fenced in, so we can go over it. And with an underpass, they could just go right over the underpass. There will be a fence there, but it ultimately isn't as effective because then we have the problem of if it's not supported enough on the inside, it collapses. And then overpasses usually cost between $2 million and $4 million. Underpasses cost 1/10 of that, which is $200,000 to $400,000. However, they're far less effective than overpasses. We're ideally looking to build an overpass. It's worth the large cost in the long run. When drivers hit animals, there are many costs such as medical bills for the driver, costs for car damages, and fees to move an animal off the road. So, as Alex said before, overpasses can cost a lot of money, to like $4 million. So what we need to do here is make a fundraiser for this bridge. And so our idea is to do a fun run or like a carnival or something like that can get citizens to have a fun time, but also to raise money for this bridge, so to help wildlife too. And so, like we call it Walks for Bridges or the Wildlife Walk. And so, like you could apply, like you can do a pledge for a certain amount of miles. Like how we do this annual race called the Coyote Chase, which basically what you do is you run around the field in laps, like as many times as you can in like 10 minutes, I think. How much is this? Yeah, 30 minutes. But you get someone to pledge a certain amount of money for each lap you run. So, and that's how one of the ways our school gets money for fundraisers. And so we kind of put that into our this idea, and so you could apply for this from the Colorado Parks and Wildlife website, so you could check out the site. So yeah, that's what it's called. So, in conclusion, we hope that all of the time and energy that we have put in the project has convinced you why we need a better wildlife classroom on Highway 6 in Golden. Thank you so much for letting us present to you our wildlife classroom project. As well as taking time out of our busy schedule to listen to our presentation. Please let us know if you have any questions.
Yay. Good job, guys. I wanted to add to that when we started this project, we presented the idea, but these guys, a lot of them even live right around the crossing, and they're like, oh yeah, we see this and we see this and we see this. But then they led how it unfolded. So they led, what bridges we were going, that we were going to start studying wildlife bridges, that we were going to, what bridges to study, what bridges they wanted to create, and that led into the connects. And so a lot of it was student-led and student interest-led. So it was a really neat project to work with them on. Do you guys have questions for them?
I have a million questions.
Okay.
Well, let me start with one quick question. You do know that the Colorado Department of Transportation is designing a crossing right now.
We heard that. So we were emailing back and forth with someone that has studied the bridge, and she let us know that there's a plan for an underpass, right?
Yeah, they had a public meeting back in April, and pretty good turnout, 50, 70 people, something
Oh,
like
nice.
that. And so that there is a plan being constructed or designed. It will cost $500,000 to design. The estimated cost to construct is nearly $5 million.
And that's an underpass, right?
And it's what they are calling a joint use underpass. So where the Kenny Run Trail goes under US 6 now, they will make two bridges, one for each direction of 6th Avenue. And with wildlife, and you probably studied this and that's part of the reason why bridges are a little more effective. Big animals don't like confined spaces.
Yeah.
And because of that, they have to try to make the underpass so it'll be a bridge for US 6 in a big open area underneath. But what it will do is it'll improve the trail. If you walk the trail right now, it's not a very pleasant experience to go under in that little box culvert.
Right.
So there will be some improvement for that. And the one thing I will tell you, it will probably get funded for construction. It's not funded right now. It'll probably get funded not through the Department of Wildlife, but through highway safety money.
And then that money comes from
It is highway money.
just highway.
Yeah.
Okay.
The gas tax money.
Gas tax. Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it could be very interesting, the ideas that you've had. As you watch this real project take place, you can see how your ideas match up with what the experts in the field came up with, right?
Absolutely.
Look
We
at the
were
costs and construction, and it's great.
so excited to hear that it's actually happening. We were like, as we're studying it, it's perfect timing.
Well, and I will tell you, they did have an alternative that is a bridge that probably did a better job for the wildlife, but in the public hearing process, the extra benefit of improving the trail and improving, because Kenny Run does have flood prone properties to it. So improving both flood protection and improving the trail is part of the reason why you get extra benefit and they're going that direction.
Right, okay, that makes sense. That's super cool, guys. Awesome.
So
Other
I
questions?
got one question. So how did you guys do your reconnaissance of the wildlife? So I noticed a number of pictures of the elk and then also the crossing notification going off during the storm. Who got to sit outside for hours and hours and hours to take these pictures? How did that happen?
So basically, our teacher, Miss Wallace, who is here, so she was driving back to her house or the school. I don't remember what, but when she was there, like the snow one, she took a quick picture when she was about to cross that. And so I think she was stopped when the elk over there. And so yeah, I think it was just perfect timing.
Perfect time. That's good. And you have something to add?
Yeah, and like on that one, the snow in it was her
That's awesome.
And then I think she also took the one with all the elk on the side and then essentially going off.
And a couple of them we found online too during our research. And she wanted to add that she was not driving. She said to make sure that everyone knows she was not
Make sure
driving
that's-
that
One thing that's funny is the elk love to come across that crossing so they can get to the golf course because
Right.
golfing is their favorite sport.
I've seen them on the golf course a
Is it
lot.
because of the grass over there?
It's a nice area. I mean, it's just so appealing and they can come across and it's pretty and open.
And the golf course would very much like to keep the elk on the other side of the road.
Right. You can imagine why, right? Why would you think the golf course would not want the elk on there? Many reasons, right?
The Department of Wildlife would like to keep them on the other side of the road too, because the herd is much harder to manage when it gets into an urban area. So how might we keep the elk on the other side of the road?
I mean,
I don't know, get rid of like the little dirt patches up to the fence and then, but you can't really because then they can just go down with the tunnel.
And that's the right answer. We can't really, because we can't fence it. There's gotta be holes in the fence for Heritage Road, for 19th Street, and the elk will walk the fence till they find the opening.
We saw them all on our field one morning and that's exactly what they're doing. Circle one elk, the lead, I'm assuming, was circling the fence trying to find the opening, right? And then he eventually found it, and then everyone followed him through. It was interesting to watch.
So is this an example of your prototyping process where you started here and then you moved through and the designs became more interesting?
Well, we also have 3 big ones right here.
Can I take a look at?
Yeah, so this was our first phase of designing, like learning how to design a bridge, and then these were our this actual designs that we designed out of like recycled materials and that stuff in this classroom, and then we used Tinkercad to and print the ones that we were. Yes.
So as they were learning about bridges, they just did bridge lessons in general.
Yeah.
And then they decided they needed a wildlife bridge, and that's when they went to the,
How the bridges work, yeah. And we have like this app where like you would have to make a bridge with a certain materials and that and make like triangles that would unite, make it really strong, and then like these cars come over and big cracks. So then we like saw how to like make the triangle and stuff on. Make it really strong.
So what was the most fun part of the process? What was the coolest piece? What did you like?
I would probably build Tinkercad.
Yeah.
Tinkercad, I come more building these or building these.
I like doing Tinkercad or doing these.
So it sounds like everyone had like a different piece that they might have liked the most. So the whole process, different pieces are appealing to different people. Maybe engineering appeal to someone, maybe construction appeal to another person. Maybe, I don't know, did anybody think about the artistic look of it? Did you have any discussions around how to make it pretty to, just for when people drive by and say, oh, that looks nice?
Yeah, like a, yeah, like
Maybe a lamb.
like a lamb.
You don't want to look like a land up for sure.
And they did add a lot of extra things. I wish we had, if we'd had a more advanced printer, like a lot of the designs had butterflies and trees and,
Oh, that's really.
Yeah,
Those are
yeah.
some trees.
those are some of the trees, yeah, but
So you can
then
build like
our,
almost a little diorama and
Yeah,
put your
yeah.
trees
Yeah.
around.
right,
Sure.
but then our printer is pretty basic and,
Trees.
Oh, no, this is,
They
this
had
part
some
is good. I like that.
yeah.
And we had one that had like, and it had like a, like, it was like, it had like the dirt under it, like the actual, it actually had like the dirt and the rocks in the middle.
Right, right.
We had like that, and then all the road.
And the road going through, yeah. There are some very elaborate designs.
And some of them like two, so they kind of.
Yeah, and we had to take that design apart, because we were trying to print it all.
We have to take each like piece like apart because like it's too.
It's too big just for the, to print all of it.
Yeah, and then we kind of like different colors, to like, you can't tell.
That's right. Did you guys think about how you might make this appealing to the elk, right? So,
Well,
Yeah, it's like grass on the
trees
trees.
on the top,
okay.
so that it's like it's it lures them over.
So it feels like maybe it's not a bridge to them, maybe they look at it and it's just like a way to
Yeah,
go.
it's
It's
like
like the new way to
If there's
go.
a problem, then I just hang on.
Oh, just hang out on top of the bridge?
Yeah, if it kind of blends
That's
with the
the
landscape.
ones up on US 9. Are vegetated all the way across.
Right, yep.
And do you know key is that?
Well, we also get elk over on the new bridge down at 19th. They do cross there, and they will stop to eat our garden.
Oh, wow.
So did you guys consider the problem of, what if you made it so nice and so pretty and so appealing, people wanted to go hang out up there and go camping on the bridge?
Well, then,
Yeah.
Should we just put every side that says like $400 fine?
$400 fine,
Elk only.
There we go.
$4 million.
no people.
Right, so
No, that's how, yeah, that's how, that's
that's
how we get money. I guess we can't really do that, because the bridge is already there. People would do that. We made it wrong, and then-
You could pay for the bridge with camping fees.
Right,
You
right.
Bring permits for people to work up there, take pictures of the elk and have tours. Cool.